Okay, it is 5:04 PM on Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. We'll call the Board of Works and Safety meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Weigel.
Here.
Smith. Here. Daniel.
Here. In front of you are the minutes from our last meeting on April 22nd. Were there any changes or corrections?
Didn't have any.
Okay, hearing none, I'll make a motion we approve.
I'll second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Next up is a couple of different street closures we have. So the first one is for 362 North Oak, or that area, I guess. That's installation of sewer taps. That's for a new house, I believe, there on Oak Street. This was one that they came in after our last meeting and before this meeting because they needed to get moving on it. So after talking with, well, I think the emails are put in there, so I won't bore you with all the information except to say that after some discussion with Gary and I, we approved it. So I'm asking for retroactive approval for 362 North Oak for the installation of sewer taps.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Motion second. Further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Next up is also retroactive, and this is for paving. Kelly, were they able to get that done? Yes, they did.
Yeah, and I appreciate them doing that, because that's, Oak Street was on the paving list, community crossings, and we kind of worked with him to get those taps ran out of the road, so he didn't have a cut in there after it was paved.
So the one question I guess I did have, Kelly, was there's two sewer tap installations and one paving. Did they do both sewer and then the pave?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because
Yeah.
it just makes sure that logistically it's all put
They
together.
let stone settle for like a day, and then they went up and got hot mix put in there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Same on both streets, North Street and Oak.
North and Oak?
Yep.
So it's paving on both of those streets?
Yep.
Okay. So can I have a motion to retroactively approve the paving for North Street and Oak Street as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor show with the usual sign. It is unanimous. Here's the other sewer tap, and this is for, let's see, 509 West North Street. Does that sound right, Kelly? Okay. Also request a approval for retroactive approval on that.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor show with the usual sign. It is unanimous. We do have one more street closing permits while we're on the topic, or is it two?
Just one.
Just one. Okay, so this is the Memorial Day Parade that is the same as it always is. Starts around the Marshall Community Center and then goes on Van Buren Street from Walnut to Madison, turns south on Madison to Green Hill Cemetery. Again, Memorial Day, 9:30 I think usually. So the parade's usually, or the parade's at 10:30, I'm sorry, 10:30. So, any questions regarding the street closure? I'll make a motion we approve the street closing permit for the Memorial Day Parade as presented.
I'll second.
Motion second, further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Thank you. Okay, next up we have some encroachment agreements. So the first one will be for 642 North Long Ridge Road. Come on up, guys. Can you give me your name and your address?
My name is Christian Rodriguez. My address is 642 North Long Ridge Road, Columbia City, Indiana.
Thank you. And you're wanting to put in a fence?
Yep.
Correct? Okay. Any utility issues from our department heads? No utility issues that you can see? Good? Okay. Any questions from the board?
Now, see, this is gonna go clear to the end of your property. I mean, it's gonna override the 28-foot utility and drainage easement back there. I mean, if that black line's what he's showing.
Yeah.
That's going.
So you're going clear back to the back of your property, the property line itself?
Yep.
Okay.
I guess just make sure you understand if there's any utility company that needs to come in, you'll need to remove it, or they will remove it, and then you have to put it back yourself.
Yep.
That make
Okay.
sense? Okay. We
Sure.
try to make sure everybody that goes into an easement, we try to tell them that just so they're aware. Obviously, that would probably apply to you as well. And that is that if for some reason, we have to get back there for whatever reason, we will try to let you know in advance. And if you can remove it, great. If it's an emergency, we'll try to do it as nicely as we can, but it'll still be up to you to put back. That make sense?
I don't think there's any water or sewer back there, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either. It would just be, for instance, if, again, to your drainage or something else, I would
The
assume.
electric may be back in there, but that's not us.
That's not us, that's, yep.
That'd be the Oregon.
That'd be Northeastern RMC,
Yeah.
yep, I think. Because there's a segment there that we're in, a segment that's already in Cedar. Okay. I'll make a motion, we approve the encroachment agreement for 642 North Long Ridge Road as presented.
I'll second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor shall be the usual sign. It is unanimous. So the next thing we will do is we will make sure, we'll get these papers signed and get them back to the planning office at the county. And then you'll finish up everything there.
Okay.
Okay, we'll probably send it over tomorrow, so maybe give a day.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yep.
guys.
Have a good one.
Yep, have a good one. Okay, next up is 261 West Bay Bridge Court. Come on up. Name and address, please.
Gwen Roberts, 261 West Bay Bridge Court, Columbia City.
Thank you. And it appears you also want to put a fence up.
That's correct.
Okay. And any issues from utilities or utility issues?
I think there's a sewer line back there, but if you look, 90% of your neighbors have fences close to, so it's kind of the same thing. If we need to get back there,
Okay.
the odds that we do are
We'll
slim
try to
to
give you
none.
notice. We'll
Yeah.
try to give you notice, but if it's an emergency, we'll give the knock and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But if for some reason there's planned utility work, we'll let you know in advance, and then you can
Okay.
coordinate all that stuff. But it's still on you to put it back up. Okay? Any other thing from the department heads? Questions from the Board of Works?
No, is there going to be a fence along the back? I see it along.
There is a fence back there. The gentleman that owned that property before the new tenants are now, put that fence, I'm told it's actually over the line, it's on my property. So I'm just gonna butt up into that fence.
Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think you put that on the actual application there, so, yeah.
I'm looking at the map.
Okay, I will make a motion that we approve the encroachment agreement for 261 West Bay Bridge Court as presented.
Second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Same thing, we'll get the paperwork over to the county, to the planning building department,
Okay.
and then you can finish there, probably give it a day or so.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a great one.
Thanks.
Okay, next up is the pay request for Hunger Skate Parks. Chip?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading an email. Yes, so this is, we have one more pay app to pay out the retainage. My computer just died, so sorry. If you could just pay app number 4.
Okay.
I think it was,
74,175?
yes. And then we just have retainage left. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, $74,175.
Okay. So is the balance of that left truly just retainage? That
Yes.
50,000 is just retainage?
50,000 is just
Okay.
retainage.
Gotcha. And I forget, how long do we hold that retainage?
I don't know, I
The
need to
year?
check on that.
Okay. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
I think it's a year, but I'm not 100%. It may be less than a year. It may be less than a year, I'm not sure. Okay.
85% grass growth or cover.
Okay. Yeah, but they wouldn't have grass to grow. I don't know, I'll have to look on it.
That's a good question.
Good thing.
Okay. I'll make a motion, we approve the contractor's application for payment number 4 for Hunger Skate Parks in the amount of $74,175.
I'll second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Thank you. Bills.
All right, I'll make a motion to pay all accounts payable in the amount of $838,831.46 from the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated May 13th, 2025 for checks.
Second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous.
I make a motion to pay all accounts payable in the amount of $472,995.56 from the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated May 13th, 2025 for EFT payments.
Second.
Motion is seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous.
I make a motion to pay all accounts payable except overtime in the amount of $273,694.38, plus overtime in the amount of $8,521.42, for a total of $282,215.80 for the pay file ending May 7th, 2025.
Second.
Motion is seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous.
I make a motion to pay all accounts payable in the amount of $2,734.53 from the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated April 24th, 2025 for meter deposits.
Second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. I think there's one that hid in there for you.
Al, is there?
Is there another one in there that, I think there's,
Payroll from April 23rd?
yes. Well, it says April 18th. So I think is the 23rd the other one that she did? Hold on a second. No, so we approved the 5/2 pay file ending 5/2, but there was another pay file up here that ended 4/18.
Okay, yep, that's.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve all pay types except overtime in the amount of $280,947, with overtime of $18,731, $18,731.29, for a total of $299,678.29 for the allowance of accounts payable vouchers dated, I guess, 5/6, although for pay file ending 4/18.
Second.
Motion seconded. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. That's a lot harder. That's a lot harder than I thought it was. I haven't done that in a really long time, so.
I still only
Okay. Okay, next up is, let's do the Culvers subdivision next. Nathan,
Yes.
do you want to talk about Culvers?
Sure, you want me to go up there or from
Yes,
here?
please. Okay, you want to sit there?
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm standing now. So Nathan Belger, Planning Director. This is the Culver subdivision. It's a replat of the, I forget lot number of the section of Armstrong Park, as had been presented when they came through with their development plan a few years ago. They had reserved an area off the northeast side of that lot for future development. In order to make that happen, they wanted to split that off for separate ownership, so they needed to replat that lot into two pieces. So there was some discussion about having a single access, the existing Culvers Drive to be that single access, and so that is expected. However, the final plans would have to be reviewed as part of development plan whenever that new future development occurs. So there is that component of it. Otherwise, it's a pretty standard minor plat.
So just to be clear, maybe I heard you incorrectly, or maybe I heard you correctly. So the single access point into Culvers will also be the access point to this property, or no?
That is the requested scenario, yes, because of the curve there and site distance issues. Limiting it to that one access is the preferred arrangement. But it'll depend on exactly what the user is in the
I
long
was
term.
gonna say,
Remember,
I have concerns about that, but go ahead, that's just
provoke
me.
your memory.
Yep.
They were using this as, so it was kind
A
of,
little-
you had to go through Culvers to get to the other place. You know, there's kind of a
Well, that-
attachment,
well, that-
accessory.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I guess I'm just, put it out there, I'm not gonna stop the plat, obviously, but just thinking, if it's a little drive-through place, which is, I believe, what was kind of described to us before this plat even came forward, my concern is that if it's just a little drive-through place, there could be some traffic mobility issues with one entrance and exit coming out of Culvers in and of itself. That's Ryan Daniels' personal opinion, it is what it is, but again, ultimately, whatever goes there will still have to come in front of Plan Commission, correct?
Correct.
So, I don't want to usurp the authority of the planning commission, so.
Yeah, it was discussed a little bit also, when we were looking at it. You know, what the possibilities of coming into that property. That was discussed, it was a concern, but until you know what's gonna happen, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's trading potential traffic conflicts for internal on the site between Culver's and the new user versus on Connection Way between two driveways that are in close proximity. So
I get it.
we'll figure that out when the proposal actually comes through.
That's fine. I appreciate that. Okay, any other questions from the board? Make a motion, we approve the Culver's subdivision as presented.
I'll second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Oops, sorry. Department head reports. Nathan?
So permits are starting to pick up across the board, city included. As of the first week of May, the first 3 months of the year and into April were pretty slow, getting us back into 2016, 2017, 18 numbers, but now we're starting to pick back up to perhaps not a record pace, but definitely up there. Single family, though, for both city and county-wide are very low numbers, and even compared to last year, fairly low numbers. So we'll see whether those pick up. I'm here mostly for the council meeting for the fence code amendment to present that, but the Board of Works will probably see some effects of that as you may be seeing fence encroachments coming up as you may see them. So that is a thing that's coming. A couple updates on building projects soon to start of interest. The Parker's Gym, Impact X, I believe is their brand name that they go by. They're looking to start at their new location between Crossroads Bank and the new pediatric dental here in the next month or so. And then Brett Miller, which is down on Raber Road, he is looking to do his parking lot expansion. That was a requirement of his original building from a few years ago. It got deferred. So that is, for him, a very large project. It's a fairly small business, but he's been successful and been able to make enough money to put in a, again, relatively large parking lot for him. And that's on Raber Road right after it goes from Swihart to Raber. And then also of note, the historic tours that were done by Columbia City Connect and the Historic Museum had 34 attendees, including WBOI, Public Radio did a report, and then Indiana Humanities also was present to talk about and see their grant funding in action. So that was about what we expected, and a really good turnout. Was an awesome day, and heard a lot of people want to have it again. So we're looking to do it again at least next year, if not sooner.
Great, great. Questions of Nathan? Thank you. Chip?
Trail's moving along very good, very well. Be prepared for possibly, I have not got a confirmation date on when they're closing Main Street down to one lane, so just be prepared for that. The skate park grand opening ribbon cutting is Saturday at 5 to 8. It's going to be crazy incredible, so please be there. We are moving forward on the property north of Walmart. We are meeting with NDOT for, to get possibly get a road cut into 109 Thursday. I think right now, I had a new employee, Jackson Longball, start today. So excited to have him on board and just TCBing every day.
Questions of Chip? Thank you. Terry?
Finished building a server rack at the new jail today for the network out there, and I know Sean said his guys are possibly gonna work on the fiber this week to get that installed that way. I've also been working with getting a lot of the new employees, I think we had 7 of them in the last week or two, all put into the system with cell phones, email addresses, et cetera, all in one console person. The domain controller build is going well. We had to have a network outage scheduled Thursday from 7:30, hopefully till 8:30 or 8 o'clock. That'll take the whole system down while we upgrade the VMs and the domain controller. Still waiting to get into the park, Eagle Park thing and build the server room out there. I've got that done yet, but it's on the list.
Questions of Terry? Thank you. Matt?
The pool is circulating, and it's gonna be ready for Memorial Day weekend with no issues. The bricks are getting put in actually this week up at Patriotic, so I'll let Ashley know when they get completed. Baseball and softball is in full swing now, and the guys are working hard to stay on top of everything. Melinda's working down at the pool with the 2 managers to get everybody hired and get in, especially lifeguards. There's a situation this year where the Red Cross has diminished classes. They don't have as many as they did last year, and so it's hard for us to find places where the guys and ladies can get certified, so we're looking after that right now. Other than that, we're just gonna get ready for the opening on Saturday, and then Old Settlers coming up.
Great. Questions of Matt? Thank you. Kelly?
Yep, our concrete crew finished a 50/50 applicant up on North Chauncey Street, and we have 2 more applicants that have filled out paperwork. We're just kind of waiting to hear if they're in or out yet. Our concrete crew, after they got that done, they're out at Eagle Glen working at Whispering Trail and Eagle Glen Trail on the sidewalk and 2 ADA ramps. Finished limb pickup last week. Appliance pickup was this week. Wasn't too bad. We got it done in a day, so that's good. Other than that, Brooks Construction is starting on ADA ramps through our community crossings project throughout town. Their locates are called in. I don't know if they'll start tearing them out this week or next, but that'll be next coming up as far as construction around town.
Okay. Questions of Kelly? Thank you. Mike?
May 1st, Mike Schott and myself attended the Indiana Finance Authority meeting that we have to attend every year, so municipalities are able to request funding. All our aeration tanks were taken down and diffusers were cleaned with muriatic acid. My staff done that, completed that in a week. That's consisted of about 1,000 diffusers that they clean. They have to have, they wear respirators, glasses, gloves, full body suits, boots to do that task. We haven't done that for a couple years, so that's been completed. The secondary valve that I talked about, we got those parts in, putting that back together. Then I've also mentioned the letter that I got from IDEM, level of control on a long-term control plan. Issues that they had with that, responded back to them and sent that letter and copied the mayor on that on May 2nd, and I've not heard back from them yet, so
Okay.
we'll wait to see what their response is.
Questions of Mike? Thank you. Which one wants to go? You guys want to both meet at the middle here and
We can meet at the
give an update of what's going on with youth council, gentlemen?
Well,
Names, please. Names and
Jack-
grades.
Jackson Shipman, and I'm a senior,
Danny Mullen, I'm a senior.
and I don't know if we have any crazy new updates. I think the only thing that's like in the works is maybe the pickleball tournament. But other than that, I don't know of a whole, I don't
Yeah.
think anything else crazy's happened.
What'd you guys do at the last meeting?
Last meeting, we did presentations at Little Turtle and Mary Rayburn.
So we went to the elementary schools and we did a little classroom presentation on how it built, that's turning into law, just the process that it takes. We split up into three groups. at
Yes.
School, so we ended up teaching about 6 classes, or 6 groups of kids, because some classes were 2 classes, but just kind of that process.
And did something else happen? I feel like something else happened that I'm blanking on. Or was that pretty much it?
I don't know if anything else you did.
I don't.
Maybe I'm not supposed to know what happened.
Most of the minutes, remember? So we
Oh,
have that,
yeah. We're figuring out who's gonna get the minutes done.
Okay, okay, good. Okay, any questions of our youth council guys?
No, thank you.
Okay, thanks guys, appreciate it. Okay, and then, lastly, Marcia. Hi.
So the meeting, did we just start?
Yeah, well, yeah, we just had a roll call, we're ready to go. Yeah.
Good, I'm glad I made it on time. For Leslie's first night, I'm so gullible.
Okay, you got any updates for us?
I have nothing.
Nothing, okay. Leslie, welcome.
Welcome.
Glad to have you here.
I don't know.
What's up?
I have not, I've made it through the first full week,
You
so.
have,
It's all well.
congratulations. That's
Other than
exciting.
that, I have nothing to report.
Okay. I think, generally speaking, junk pickup went well these last 2 weeks. We haven't gotten way too many calls, which is great. And so, I think that went well. We've been working on a couple of different issues, obviously, in the office, but obviously the big thing last week was State of the City address. I feel like generally that went well. We also lost Bill Overdeer, which was a big, big personality, a humble personality, but generally somebody who I think has tried to do the right things for the right reasons and has really had a hand in a lot of the growth that's happened within our county. And so, just spending some time with him and his family, or with his family, obviously, and just reminiscing a little bit about that and him last week. So our condolences with their family. Also on last Thursday, Dan and I got to go to the Deer Chase Housing or Homeowners Association meeting, and I think it went pretty well, generally speaking. There was a few questions about things, but we were able to talk a little bit about how Senate Bill 1 is going to impact us as a city, and what it could mean long-term for services and funding cuts and all that kind of good stuff as well. So. I'd say good things as in tongue-in-cheek, good stuff. So, but a lot of things are happening, and we're trying to just kind of keep our head above water at this moment. Budget meetings are coming up soon with my department heads, and then we have evaluations right after that. So there's a lot of things like that are happening. So excited about this skate park opening. Seems to be a lot of buzz about that happening on this coming Saturday. So, Dan.
Yeah, I'll have to miss that. I'll be hopefully down south pretty far, I believe, the first thing in the morning for vacation.
Nice, thanks for being here.
Yeah. But no, next week, Myrtle Beach is calling our name.
Nice, good.
So we'll be heading down there, so I'll have to miss grand opening of the skate park, but I'm not a skateboarder, so.
Well, we can always have a rain check for that one.
Yeah, staying on a skateboard is a bad deal. But no, I look forward to having that open and having all the kids enjoy that.
Yeah.
Or older people.
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, I have nothing.
Okay, thank you. Lisa?
I don't have anything.
Okay. No press. Anybody from the audience?
Nothing.
No. Okay, then we will call the meeting adjourned. Thank you.